Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's regular council meeting for Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. I'll call this meeting to order at 9:33. And I'd like to confirm that the municipal clerk and all members of council are here. Mary Catherine has just arrived from East Coast, I guess. So don't fall asleep. Number 2 is our territorial land acknowledgement. We respectively acknowledge the township of Allen-McCullough is located on the Mississaugan and the Anishinaabeg territory and is the traditional territory of the Mississaugan Anishinaabeg. The township of Allen-McCullough respectively acknowledges that the Mississaugan Nation are the collective stewards and caretakers of these lands and waters in perpetuity, and that they continue to maintain this responsibility to ensure their health and the integrity for generations to come. Motion to approve the agenda, that the agenda for the regular council meeting held on November 12th, 2024 be approved. I understand there are some addendums. The addendum, first one is report CA 2024-21. That's regarding winter sidewalk operations. And the second one is a CAO 2024-22 fire apparatus plan update. I guess I'll get the motion to receive, and then another motion I probably should have or probably not receive, but this is the agenda or include them all in one.
We get a motion to have these two added to.
Okay. First of all, okay. In order to follow procedures, I need to get a mover and a seconder to add those two into the moved by Councilor Ainsworth, seconded by Deputy Mayor Stover. All in favor? That's carried. Opposed? You're opposed? Okay.
Yeah, I just don't like receiving things as I walk into a meeting.
Thank you. And the other thing before, okay, so that's the agenda approved.
No, just to add these two.
Oh, just to add these two. Yeah. Okay, so we need approval of the agenda as amended, that the agenda for the regular council meeting held on November 12th, 2024 be approved. Mover and a seconder. Moved by Councilor Ainsworth. Seconded by Deputy Mayor Stover. Any further discussion? All in favor? The motion is carried. I will announce too, I'm not sure whether it appears in this or not, but council will be going into a closed meeting at 10:15. So we'll get as far as we can into the agenda, and we could be, I'm going to say an hour and a half or 2 hours before we complete that. So just to let everybody know that. Disclosure of pecuniary interest or general nature of. Has there anybody got a conflict? Yes, go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Mayor Local, I have a declaration to put forward to council today, and it has to do with the third quarterly reports from our interim treasurer. I haven't at this point filled out the proper documents, but I will before the meeting is complete today.
Thank you.
And that has to do with litigation with our
Okay.
board. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Joan.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to 5.1, motion to adopt council meeting minutes. It is recommended that the council of the corporation of the township of Allen-McCullough not as follows, that the minutes of the following council meeting minutes be adopted. And the first one is a regular council meeting of October 10th and the municipal planning regular council meeting of October 22nd, 2024. Can I get a mover and a seconder for those? Deputy Mayor Stover, seconded by Councilor Booth. Are there any questions or comments regarding that? Go ahead, Councilor Booth.
Through you, you were, is it correct? And it shows me attending the October 22nd meeting, but I wasn't here to do a medical thing at home.
Thank you. That'll be duly noted. Councilor Ainsworth.
Couple things, 12 about
Which report are you talking about?
This is the 3-week report for October 22nd. Or October 10th.
Okay, the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
12.1, there's about 4 different items that was here in it. Can we clarify which one? What we're doing with that, and the second one would be 14.2. Is there going to be a hold on that? It would be the benefit package that we talked about.
Okay. You have an answer for that? So what is 12.2? I'm not.
12 point with the reading English.
Okay.
To you, Mayor Logo, that is with Jeremy, our manager at this time. I don't believe it has been published yet.
Okay.
So it would still be development.
Right.
Or review.
Or just if you read those, no, read that. That again, there's about 4 different, one was taken away, one was added, then we changed it again. So just to clarify that.
Are they conflicting?
Well.
And you feel there's a conflict?
Well, it is when you read them all, you know.
Okay. I haven't read.
So I would expect some clarification on where we are with that, you know.
Okay. Staff have a comment? I'll have to get the answer for you, Mike.
Thanks.
Hopefully today yet.
14.30 also.
14.2, so 12.2 and 14.2. What was 14.2 again?
It will be there.
Oh,
So that would be over.
I would expect if that question comes up, it'll be coming up when closed.
Okay.
If there it is. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree that should be discussed and closed?
Okay.
That would be discussed and closed, would it not?
No, it shouldn't be. I said benefit package, I was spoke, it, through. It was through, excuse me, it was already done before the, information came about.
Okay.
Thank you. Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Through you, Mayor Lobo, just 2 things. The benefit package review, when it was brought forward, it came in at a lesser price than what we were already paying, if memory serves me right. Can I get clarification?
No, there was an increase to the benefits, we increased a few of the items to our benefits. But it would be covered for the rest of the year through, monetaries that were already available because of changes in the done. So that it would have no, no influence on the current budget.
We'll see it next year. It'll be obvious, more obvious next year. Thank you. Go ahead, Mary, or Deputy Mayor.
The other one, 12.1, I believe, I remember this might be discussed, had to do with, ERP and, what was discussed. And I believe, 12.1, that it would be, a needs assessment for the area. Is what my recollection is. And that one was carried. That's all I wanted to add to it.
Is that the one that Mike was bringing up?
Mhm. Yes.
Well, I think that's what we're working towards, is it not? Okay, thank you. Is there any business arising from those minutes? Or do we get moving in seconds first? All in favor? Thank you. Is there any business arising from those minutes? Mayor Catherine? You put your hand down.
Thank you. Business arising, I would like to make a motion to reconsider resolution 2024-10-10-25.
I need more information on that.
So, that is regarding the, County 2020, the facility with, it's about the Grafton Municipal Office, which should read the Onward Local Office, first of all.
But it's specific to holding the meetings here in Sacramento.
So is that in
It's
the
2024.
that's the October?
October 10th.
Oh, thank you.
And what is your point?
Need a second or would you like me to?
Well,
That's it first.
I think you should, mention what you want to do then. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. No, go ahead, Nick. Anybody want to second that?
I just need to know again, that on the page, what it is, where the council.
Section 14.4, and it's resolution 25 from that meeting.
Point four, Mayor Local.
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, this is from the 10th?
Correct. It's on page 25 in your agenda packet.
Thank you for helping me out. 25. 14,
14.4.
that's on a different page than mine, 14.4, that's on 10. Fine.
Yeah, so sorry, it carries through to next page.
Okay, Mayor Catherine, go ahead.
So I certainly have been hearing from residents of Centerton about this being used at this time, since it is normally used by a community group for fitness program. And furthermore, if you look in our procedural line, it would be the Elmwood Civic Center. We have council chambers there. That was certainly something that came up when we were campaigning, that residents wanted to see us up in the Elmwood Civic Center. So I think it would be a more appropriate location. And question related to that, what is happening right now with the office in Grafton?
Well, we got about 6 questions there. First of all,
You need a second.
oh, we need a seconder. Seconded by Councilor Booth.
And this is simply to vote as to whether we're going to just.
Okay.
So the first was my argument.
No, all in favor of discussion? Opposed? None. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, the first point I was making was that the Elmwood Civic Center would be more appropriate. And then the other was the question on what has happened with the tree removal and then with the RFPs on track. Office.
I have a question regarding, well, let's get a mover in a second first.
So we've got you moving. Sorry, I'll withdraw my questions for now. Just stick with.
Moving second, we should discuss. I'll read the full resolution.
Okay.
And then we need a, so it's already been moved and seconded.
That we-
October 10th meeting. So
Yes.
you're back to square one, we're debating whether or not. Conversations of trees or items and about it.
Okay.
So through you, Mayor Logar, the question on the floor, the motion on the floor for reconsideration is that council receives report CLK 2024-29 Grafton Municipal Office and 2024 council meetings for information, and that council authorize the municipal clerk to schedule all future regular council and regular council planning meetings at the Centerton Community Center or any other location deemed appropriate by the clerk until further notice, and that this resolution of council shall be deemed as serving the public notice of the location change until further notice, as required under procedure bylaw 110-2023, section 3.4. So through you, Mayor Lobo, that is the question on the floor for council to reconsider as to whether or not they want to carry or defeat that motion.
And is that been moved and seconded?
Yes, so the original mover and seconder were Deputy Mayor Stover and Councillor Ainsworth at the October 10th meeting.
Okay. And they have to, one of the two of them have to ask for a vote.
So at this point, council is now redebating
Yeah.
that motion. So we've gone back in time to October 10th to open discussion on that.
Okay, so there's no, that anybody can make that motion? I thought there was a reconsider and they had to have somebody to reconsider.
No.
Oh, but she wasn't from the original.
Anybody can vote. Anybody can do the reconsider, but they've already completed.
Okay, so we're gonna, we've
So,
already voted,
yeah.
so now we're.
No, now you're discussing. Yeah, motion.
Everybody understand where we are? We're debating the motion that Mary Catherine has put forward. Any questions or comments? Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Mayor Logan, through you on the point where we discuss locations.
That is my understanding, yes.
Okay, so I would like to suggest that Rosemead or the Civic Center, Alderville, or the Civic Center, pardon me, we don't fit in the council chambers. It's difficult. So then logistically, we would be moving out of that area into another room. And I'm just wondering what the internet would be like there. For one, just not lost my page. That would be my biggest concern there. Whereas this fits
Thank
us better here.
you. Okay, thank you. Anybody else have a comment? Go ahead, Councilor Booth.
Through you, your worship, I guess I would have the same questions. I think the internet is okay because the whole building has internet with the library, the same thing. I'm just wondering, I see your point, Mary Catherine, is we don't want to affect user groups if we don't have to, so Rosemead would be a good location. I'm wondering whether we could find out whether the room next to council, which is that smaller room, whether that's available on Tuesday mornings. If it is, then I would support that 100%, saying we could move there. It's a much larger room. I'm not sure if we can ask Jeremy or somebody to find out if that room is being used on a Tuesday, or there's even Vernonville we should be looking at, or Fenella, that if it's not being used on a Tuesday, we should go to those locations instead of picking somebody out of here.
Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
Through you, Mayor Lobo. As far as the user groups go, it might be those areas that Councillor Booth mentioned might be a good avenue for the groups that were wanting to use this on Tuesdays as well. So that's my only other suggestion there.
There are, I guess I've got to ask, are there people renting this hall on a regular basis? During the day, during these hours?
Yes.
Who's that? Nothing matters, I guess.
I believe it's the Zoom group.
And what time?
And the Zoom does already have different times at different locations.
So they could do it at a different location, is that what you're saying?
They already are available. That's my point.
Okay, anybody have, go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Councillor.
Yeah,
Ainsworth.
I'm just kind of wondering if it would be easier to move that bird.
Okay,
So,
okay,
I mean, we're set up here, we got the Wi-Fi set up, you know, we will start to work there. We're gonna go up there and meet them, the waiting and direct stuff the meeting, so maybe just 15 feet on the roof.
anybody, through comments, go ahead there, Kathy.
Two comments. First, I do want to reiterate. I sat with this council and we clearly said we are going to hold meetings in Alnwick during our term. And we have not carried through with something we said we were going to do to our residents. And then I do still have the question of what is our anticipated return to the municipal offices in Grafton? Where is that RFP?
Whoa,
Sorry.
you meant the Allen Coast.
I did, thank you. Sorry, the only Alderman municipal office located in Grafton. That's exactly. Thank you. Anyway, what is the status on both the repairs that were also approved in here regarding the tree removal? And then the RFP, which was from a previous meeting for the structural engineering report for that site.
Thank you. Any further comments? Go ahead, Mike.
Through you, Mayor, I just want to reiterate that we did have meetings up in Rosemead. We had them planned, no one came, and we made a motion or had a discussion to open them all back at the, I won't call them now. So while we did go through that procedure, and I forget how many we have there, but we tried that and just never came. Every chance we got to that.
Any further comments? Mayor Catherine, your last chance.
Yes, thank you. There's most definitely was attendance there. I received a tree given to me when we had too many people to fit in the small space there, but then I believe we only had one other meeting there, but we definitely did have residents that showed up and sat in that space. So I believe it was when we went from 3 meetings down to 2, but anyway, it was related to the technology, but we've now got the meeting up there now.
You have a comment, deputy? You're not deputy, I'm sorry, clerk. Deputy clerk. No.
If I may, Mayor Logan, before we call a vote on this, I would like to check with our manager of Parks, Recreation and Facilities to see what the uses is in ACC. The schedule that I'm looking at is showing that there's 2 user groups currently occupying that group. One is pickleball and one is yoga, which would be in either the auditorium or the smaller room off of council chambers. So if we were to move up there based on the limited spacing in council chambers, it would mean the relocation of those. One of those 2 groups, potentially both of those based on the timing of the meetings. So if we could just wait a few moments before I could get some information from our manager,
Is that okay with council?
if the idea is to not.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, but I just had another suggestion. Could we, like, would an hour difference make it okay here? Like, if the gym food's coming in at 3 o'clock, why can't it be 4 o'clock?
I don't know what time they come in. I hope that they're not postponing or complaining because it's from 3 o'clock and we're already here at 3 o'clock.
Well,
Are they coming in the morning? When we come in the morning, or come in the afternoon, that I don't.
Go ahead.
Our first meeting was held here at 1:30. And that was how we're putting on the first time.
No, he's-
Okay. I would suggest until we get the information that we defer this until the next time we meet. I'll make that recommendation. Anybody want to,
Or you can call a recess until we get.
or we can call a recess until we get information that the clerk is looking for. Go ahead, Councilor Ruth.
I'll make a motion to call a recess because I'd like to get this solved today instead of forcing it to the next one, so. make a motion that we recess for a few minutes until we get an answer back.
Can I get a seconder for that? Seconded by Mike. All in favor? Motion carried. We're on recess. I will, go back into, ask council to go back into our meeting. So I'll need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Councilor Booth, second by Councilor O'Neill. And Jeremy's gonna.
Mr. Giles, are you able to hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, you're good to go. Thank you. Mayor Lowe.
Yeah, Jeremy, we need some clarification, to make a decision. And, apparently our clerk has asked, Emily's asked what we need and you have some answers, so please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Currently, to accommodate council sessions in Centerton, we moved the drop-in Zumba classes to Wednesdays. We have had no reported impact on attendance. Zumba is wrapping up on December 3rd and pausing for 5 weeks until the new year. The chair yoga session that happens in Centerton is on Wednesdays, and the Hatha yoga in Centerton is on Mondays. Currently on Tuesdays in the Olmec Civic Center, we have pickleball every Tuesday in the gymnasium and Hatha yoga happening every Tuesday in the community room.
Jeremy, thank you very much for your, comments. I have one question. Go ahead, Councilor Booth.
Through you, your worship. Jeremy, what time's the yoga at ACC?
11:30.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else have any other questions? Okay, we'll take a vote. You ready?
One more piece to add, Mayor Logal, is the November, the municipal planning regular council session must be held at Centerton due to the public notices already being issued to the Committee of Adjustment. So that meeting will have to take place here at the end of November, just
Okay.
because of the public notice process that we had to go through.
Thank you.
So you have a mover and seconder already. Do you want me to reread it?
Yes, please. We're gonna reread, she's gonna reread the, motion.
So through you, Mr. Mayor, the motion on the floor for reconsideration is that the Council of the Corporation of the Township of Olmec-Haldeman enacts as follows. That council receives report CLK 24-29, Grafton Municipal Office and 2024 council meetings for information, and that council authorize the municipal clerk to schedule all future regular council and regular council planning meetings at the Centerton Community Center or on any other location deemed appropriate by the clerk until further notice, and that this resolution of council shall be deemed as serving the public notice of the location change until further notice as required under Procedure Bylaw 110-2023, Section 3.4. It was moved originally by Deputy Mayor Stover and seconded originally by Councillor Ainsworth. So at this point, you can call a vote without debate is finished. You can call the vote as whether you want to carry or defeat that.
Okay. So the question is, do we want to carry this or defeat that original motion? So do you want to continue with our original motion? All in favor of that? Opposed? Motion's carried. Thank you. Mayor Catherine?
Sorry, I still haven't received an answer to the question on what is the status of what is happening with the facility.
Okay, that's fine.
Go ahead, CEO.
Through you, Mayor. So what has happened? First thing, council made a resolution, staff direction to create an RFP for looking at the structural integrity of the Grafton Municipal Office. Through much research, it was determined that it would not necessarily be lawful to create an RFP where you have no intent and no plan. So I put that aside for the time being. I have spoken with Jeremy, our facilities manager, and we need to get together to formulate what an appropriate plan of action is for the municipal building based on the the visual assessment. The visual assessment called for an invasive and intrusive investigation, a structural assessment. And in order to do that, that is going to cost a lot of money. Currently, we don't have a plan and we don't have any money set aside for this purpose. So to ensure that we're doing things appropriately, I need to come back to council. Jeremy and I both need to come back to council with a plan so that we can figure out a point with council and seek council direction as to where we should actually go with this and how we're going to go about it. So that's kind of where we end up.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mayor Catherine.
I'm afraid I'm more confused now than before I asked my question. So I understood when Councilor Booth made a motion that the RFP was so that we would have the information on the status of the building, full council could make a decision. That was my understanding of the purpose of the RFP.
Well, you just had a reason. Go ahead.
So I can answer that. So the purpose of request for proposal is that we have something identified that we're
We're
asking.
going to have to stop you just for a second. We're discussing something that's not on the floor. We need a motion to discuss that. Moved by Councilor Booth. Second by Mary Catherine.
For clarity, can I get a motion to, or can I get clarity as to what it is that you're moving and seconding
Sure,
for discussion?
To discuss what's going on with the Grafton Municipal Office. I guess.
And
Yeah.
is it a motion to reconsider something or?
No, just to answer the question that we're asked.
I think the questions were asked, but if there is some more questions, then please tell them. Please give it.
Well, they were asked, but they weren't answered. That's the problem.
What was the question?
I think Mary Catherine asked the question, what was going on with the Grafton office?
And I think I heard that the CAO say he's working on it. He has to do some more costing, et cetera, et cetera. He's getting Jeremy to help him do it. What else do you want?
You asking me? I can give you my opinion if you want.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You moved it, correct?
Moved what? To discuss it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. So what is your problem?
I have a couple of questions I'd like to ask about it too after the CAO made his remarks.
Ask the question.
Okay. I guess let me phrase this politely, but
Oh, no. You just phrase it. And
okay.
I'll decide whether it's polite or not.
You still call a vote as to whether or not we even want to discuss. So the motion on the floor was to discuss the Grafton Municipal Office.
Thank you.
We need two-thirds vote.
Thank you. The motion is to discuss the Grafton Municipal Office. And that's been moved by Councilor Booth and seconded by Councilor O'Neill. All in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried. Go ahead.
So I guess my question would be to the CAO, instructions were given to you that and I was in this meeting when we had the mayor read it out exactly what Pinchin said. And Pinchin said that the next step is a more thorough investigation that could become invasive or whatever. And we agreed and made a motion that that has to happen. And I don't think, Mr. CAO, that you have the right to just stop what council decided because of what your opinion is. We made a motion. There should be an RFP put out for that. That was what was told to us by Pinchin. That wasn't just grabbed out of thin air. And to say that it's going to cost, we don't know what it's going to cost yet because we haven't put out an RFP and we don't know what the cost is. And does that mean we are just going to sit here and not do anything about town hall? And we're going to move people and displace people and come here and we're going to sit there and we're not going to do anything with town hall?
I don't think, go ahead, Mayor, Deputy Mayor.
I guess, through your mayor to our chief administrative officer, one of the clarifications, and you alluded to it in one of your answers to the questions that were asked, that once an RFP is put in place, then we have to follow through with it. Is that correct?
Yes, that is my understanding. Through my research, there is evidence in the case law identifying that if you have no intent, that you can be held liable for going to market with an RFP if you do not have an intent and or a plan to approve it or to move forward in one direction. We do not have a plan when it comes to municipal building. I identified some issues, some health and safety issues, some concerns. That was my job, was to bring it to council. There was no recommendation from staff to move forward in any direction other than staff allocation until such time that there could be more research and more plans put in place with respect to the building. The report that came from the CAO to council was to merely identify the issues, identify the needs for continuance of service to our customers, our residents, and then to go back at it and have a look at it one step at a time. The RFP avoids many crucial steps that staff need to take in the analysis of the building, including the financial responsibility that we have to you, council.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? Go ahead, Councillor Booth.
Respectfully, to just rebut what you said, Mr. CAO, we do have an intent that we're putting out an RFP because we want to find out what's wrong with the building. I'm not putting out an RFP just to get prices to that. If it comes back that it's $200,000, we have every right as the person putting out the RFP to say, well, we're not going to do it because the cost is too much, but we don't know what the cost is.
And I don't think we know what actually has to be done yet either. Unless we've got an expert to tell us this is what you have to do.
We did, Vincent told us that in the report. You read it out, Mr. Mayor?
It did not get into any specifics. It did not get into any specifics.
Disagree with you, sorry.
Well, you can disagree all you like. Further comments, go ahead.
Through you, Mayor. So what I would suggest with respect to your first question, Councillor Neal, I'm more than prepared to do the work with Jeremy to plan what we should do and to identify all angles so that you have all of the information before we decide which direction we're going to go. And the first estimates that I did receive verbally with respect to an intrusive investigation, structural investigation, that you are looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars. It does require the removal of walls, which we identified. And then there needs to be a plan of what you're going to do after that. So I will absolutely continue to do the work. And if an RFP, if an RFQ or a tender is the appropriate thing that staff should do to move forward, then we can definitely do that after we have a plan.
Thank you. Further questions?
The motion was to provide an update on the grant committees.
Okay, we're done. Okay.
It's a verbal report. Get a motion to receive it.
Can we get a motion to receive this report for record? I need to move it in seconder.
I'm not sure. Is it to
I don't, yeah. I'm a little bit confused because he's never made a report to us.
We just provided you a verbal report.
Verbal report. Thank you. So we received a verbal report. Could I get a mover and seconder to, so that it's been recorded that we have received this information? Moved by Deputy Mayor Stover, second by Councilor Booth. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion's carried. Okay, we're going to,
And the team, we provided a list that we're going to.
you might want to pull
if there's anybody present for this meeting.
We'll do it first.
The building department public meeting. I
Okay.
would do that
He said he was
portion,
gonna take it.
like, so,
You want, because he said he would come back if we needed.
okay. So that's up to you how you want to do it, but 10:15, we're going into close.
Yeah. we're going into first. So what I announced initially at the start of the meeting, we would be going into close to hear a report. And I will stick with that. We're going into close. And Jeremy, or pardon me, Don, you'll have to come back later. We'll let you know when it's going to be. Okay, thank you. So I get some, the red.
So you're still in open, we need to get, we need to jump ahead to 18.1.
18.1.
Yeah. To get a motion to move into closed. Yeah, you're good. You're good. So it's on. So just region, this no appointment, but the motion to go in closed, because right now we're still under.
Let me introduce her.
Yes.
Welcome guests. I got a little bit of technical stuff that I got to do before you're introduced, but okay, we're going to move into a closed session. It is recommended the council of the corporation of the township of Allen-Colden enact as follows. That the regular council meeting of November 2nd, 2024, move into a closed session on November 12th, 2024 at 10:22 p.m. a.m. under Municipal Act Section 239 2B regarding personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, for advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose, and a position, plan, procedure, criteria, or instruction to be applied to any negotiations carried on to be carried on or by or on behalf of the municipality or local board. And the subject is Alderville First Nation agreement in principle, staffing matters, and council staff relations. Steve, go ahead. You want to introduce our guests? Yes, thank you. Oh, I need to move in a second.
We need to move in a second and get into it. We need to second.
Okay. Need a mover and a seconder to go into closed? Moved by Councillor Ainsworth, second by Councillor O'Neill. All in favor? Motion's carried.
Level answer.
I'll have to wait till,
If I could please get the members that are in the waiting room virtually online through the Zoom meeting to please log off. You're welcome to rejoin the meeting when the meeting reopens. Thank you.